And I am naked face today. That's because I'm going to get ready with you guys. I did this like 5 years ago where I would put my makeup on and I would talk about the books that I read. I figured I'd do it again because it's been a while since I've talked about some of the stories that I've been reading. And usually, you know, I just do like a full year wrap up. But I've been reading some really awesome books. I have managed to have more time to read while having a full-time job than when I was full-time YouTube. And also, I have this super cool box set of Colourpop's villain collection that Disney sent me, and I've had it in my room for a few months now, and it's just let it sit like this. I haven't taken anything out. That's what we're doing. We're gonna put some villain makeup on me and talk about some books. This is so cool. It's like a vault. Wow. There's like mini collections for all of the villains in Disney, and then they also have a really awesome palette. This is called Misunderstood. They're all very sparkly except for maybe this row and then this white right here. I think I want to try this yellow up top there. Ooh, it's so buttery and nice. Can we see this? Shimmery, shiny, and splendid. Then we also have these like glitter jars. This is glitter in a jar. Villains, do I look like I care? Glittery obsessed body glitter. Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna use this in my look today, but that's like good for festivals and stuff. Let's put on my base and then we can talk about the rest of this stuff. They have jelly shadow. Wait, I have to look at this. Hello. Okay. So in my last Q&A video, I got a question about makeup and what I wear every day. So I already put on this neat primer. It's called Selfie Magic Glow, and it's just an oil. I have dry skin, so I wouldn't recommend an oil as a primer if you have, you know, oilier skin than I do. I've been loving like the dewy look, and I've been using this pure 4-in-1 tinted moisturizer like every day at work, and I'm just going to use it today too. It's a very light coverage. It's like an extra layer of hydration, but I follow it up with a lot of powder. I have all this sparkle on me now. I got about that much. So what I do now, instead of using my beauty blender to smudge this all around my skin, because that takes a long time, I'm all about efficiency these days. I literally do my makeup in the car every day for work, basically like a lotion. Oh gosh, I have a lot on my face. And now I have a beauty blender, and I will go all around my face and like smooth it out. So first up, a book that I read a couple months ago was Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. And I was extremely excited for this story, but it didn't live up to my expectations. It's like, it's in the same world as Uprooted by Naomi, which was my favorite book last year. This one, I just had a super tough time getting through it, and I think that's because I expected like more of a romance plot line, and there really wasn't. I think that's what kind of ruined my enjoyment of it, because I kept expecting more and it didn't really happen. It is more of a like girl power story. We follow 3 characters and they all intertwine in their lives somehow. So the main character is actually a spin on Rumpelstiltskin. So Spinning Silver is about Rumpelstiltskin, just like Uprooted took some notes from Beauty and the Beast. Our main character, she's Jewish. Her family is not doing well. They are hardly surviving, and she takes it upon herself to move on with the family business and starts collecting money from people that her father has loaned out to. Then there's like a deep underlying eerie storyline, and it has to do with the Stark. The Stark is basically like the Night King or the Army of the Dead. They have a full city. They're all like made out of ice, and their favorite thing in the world is gold. And what does our main character do? She collects gold. So I gave Spinning Silver a 4 out of 5. If you like more like fantasy, world building, I just love romance, so I was just a bit disappointed about that because I expected it because of Uprooted. Yeah, that was probably like my first big book of the year so far. Since I drive 30 minutes to work, 30 minutes back, sometimes that's usually 45, with my brother, he drives because I do my makeup. We have been reading audiobooks together in the car, or listening to audiobooks together in the car. I also listen to audiobooks at work when I'm like having to package influencer packages, meaning I'm in charge of all like talent relations. So people will send in their style picks and then I package them up, and it's usually just like manual labor. So I listen to some audiobooks and that's really nice. So we first started listening to Harry Potter, and we listened to Harry Potter and The Order of the Phoenix, and so now I am 5 books into the Harry Potter series. I just enjoy them so much. Listening to those audiobooks just feels like home. I went through 2 right around Christmas and the winter time. It takes a long time listening to like an hour every day, and we don't always listen on the way back because we're usually like talking. Our mornings are pretty quiet, so we put the audiobook on. But I mean, just so fun. And like Order of the Phoenix, I never understood. The movie did such a good job of making Umbridge very annoying, but the books were different. So irritating. And there's so many like new facts that I didn't know about the characters from this one. Like, I knew about Spew with Hermione because of the fan fictions I've read. But I didn't know that like Ron and Hermione were head boy and girl, and that Draco was head boy. I didn't know any of that because it wasn't in the movie. Lately, I've just been using this selfie powder. Got this at CVS. It's banana powder for around my eyes. I used to put it on my whole face, but I was noticing that my skin didn't look as luminous. I need to go get a new powder. But in the meantime, I've been using this Derma E Skin Essentials. What is this? This is like a sunscreen mineral powder. And I feel like this, one, it's super easy because it's a brush and a powder. I do this motion. You don't really want to smear up and down your face. You always want to pat. Your powder is the thing that makes your makeup stay all day long, by the way, if you did not know that. Alright, my base makeup is done. So another audiobook that Alex and I have been listening to, we've now done 2 books in the series, is the Witcher series. The Witcher series was first a video game, and Alex played the game. However, I've been wanting to listen to them because Henry Cavill is playing The Witcher in the upcoming Netflix series, and he's been working on the show for like a year now. They've been filming in the Ukraine and Turkey. There's books. There's 6 books in the series. There's the short stories first, and we didn't listen to short stories because Alex had already read them. So we started with book 1. These books. Don't read them. Audiobook them, that's what I mean. I don't know, maybe reading them would be better. They just don't feel finished. Like every time you read one, there just doesn't seem to be like an overarching plot. It just seems like it's continuing to the next book. I mean, at least I know the characters now because I'm not a video game player, so I have that knowledge going into the TV show. But I think we're gonna take a break from listening to those. They're pretty quick. They're only like 6 hours. I just wanted to be a little bit prepared for The Witcher because I'm very excited about this TV show. I think it's coming out in the fall, November. I'm not sure, but I love Henry Cavill and I'm so excited to see him for a long time on my TV screen. Flash time. I started The Wedding Date by... Well, it's right back there. It's that red one. It's a romance book. I've been calling this new line of romance books, like the ones with the really, really cute like illustrations on the front. I am drawn to those just because it reminds me of like a Sophie Kinsella book, but with sex. I haven't finished it yet, so I'm still in the process of reading it. Usually I'm listening to 2 audiobooks at once and reading 1 book. And I usually read that book like right before bed, and I was listening to it mainly I was reading this mainly in April, but it just seemed like too much at once. Like the beginning of this book was just like full force into this relationship, and I was just like, whoa, that's a lot. And so I decided to put it down and read something else. But I want to go back to it. I just bought her other book called The Proposal, and it looks really cute too. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I was so sad that I was disappointed with the beginning of it. And usually like I can just power through, and especially with a romance book, but I will at some point. I'm gonna get through it. I'm not a huge fan of like overly explicit, and this is on the verge of overly explicit. I mean, maybe there's gonna be more in it later. It just seemed like the 2 characters getting together was very easy. There needed to be like more tension, but I'll get through it. We'll see. I have been using this same eyebrow technique from this smoked Urban Decay palette for the entirety of my YouTube career. It's like 6 years I've been using this same palette, and I've hit pan, just like the perfect brown color, because I don't like using pencils. I've tried that and it's just not worth it. So, I've been reading a fan fiction. And I want to do a fan fiction video. It's been on my content calendar for so long. I've been reading Steady On. It's on Wattpad. And it is a Raylo fan fiction. I decided that I wanted to read a fan fiction a while back. I DNF'd it for like a week. So I'm like, I just want something that's more realistic. I don't like reading Kylo and Rey in different settings, like alternative universes. An AU story, I like reading them in the Star Wars universe. Particularly like reading it like after The Last Jedi. See like people's take on how the story's gonna go from there. So this one has been pretty fun. It's heavily focused on the Force bond between Kylo and Rey. There was one scene where like Kylo woke up and they were like sleeping next to each other because the Force bond like brought them together. And there's also like talk of how Rey can put the light side into him, and for some of it like she's taking that darkness away but putting it into herself. So it's a very long story. It's like 60 chapters and I'm only like 20 chapters into it, but I'm gonna continue. Eyebrows are done. Next, oh, my eyes. Now I can do the palette. Okay, I use the Urban Decay primer potion and it's out basically. You always want to use a primer on your eyeshadow or else it's gonna go bye-bye throughout the day. Also, this is such a great bronzer. It's all shimmer, by the way. I just was using it too much and I just looked super orange, so I decided not to use it today. I just did the contour and then the blush. Okay, let's get into the villain stuff. I guess we could start with this, the palette. I'm trying to decide what I could do. So it looks like they have really nice transition colors. And then I want to see more of what these jellies look like. So this is Ursula's packaging. Can we see it? I just don't know how I feel about this. I've never really done this wet type of look before with like a jelly. It gives me like a little bit of shimmer, but if I use a lot of it, oh man. If I use a lot of it, then it's just really wet. I'm not paid to do this, by the way. This just showed up at my doorstep, so this is an unsolicited review. I would say if you're not proficient in your makeup skills, don't waste your money on the jelly, but get the palette. This thing is definitely worth it. So here's what the lipstick looks like, the packaging. Ooh, this is like a dark red. Actually, it's more of a magenta, I would say. So this is the Maleficent lipstick. See what the Maleficent highlighter looks like. So here it is. Okay, so this is pretty normal. It's like a bronzy, peachy highlighter. Oh, this is buttery. Yes, and then there's that jelly close up. This is the lip gloss. Holy moly. Okay, so that's the packaging, but this is a lip gloss. It's super sparkly. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it's like a lavender sparkle. Can we see that? It's that middle one right here. That's what it is. That's so pretty. I love this. You can actually buy this entire set. So you could buy each film by itself, and then you can buy this whole thing that I have. I think it's like $175. It's on Shop Disney. I'll have it linked down below. Or it's at Sephora or on Colourpop. I particularly like the Super Shock shadows, and I'm kind of sad that they're not in this collection because they were with the Disney Princesses collection, and I just love those things. They're very easy to travel with, but I can see why they would go down this route. This jelly has now dried fully. It is coming off as I touch it. Then this is the Super Shock highlighter right there. And my other favorite product from Colourpop, their Ultra Matte lipsticks. I have so many of those, and again, I wish those came in this because those are some of my favorite products. But I do like their lipsticks too. I am liking more hydration on my face these days just because for so long we have only been doing very matte looks. Let's do a look with this. This is also a really great product. I think you guys, if you love to have some like fun colors, this would be really fun to have in your repertoire. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the transition color with a big fluffy brush. This is Colourpop. There's not a mirror on here, and that's a little bit sad, but there are the fun little glossy illustrations for each of the villains. Okay, so we're gonna do this tragic right here. That's like a transition color, and this will help you guide on some of those intense pigmented colors. I'm just gonna put this throughout my crease, and I have hooded eyes, by the way, so I don't really have a crease, but I can feel where my eyeball ends. So I do this in the crease, and then I kind of bring it up here on my bone so that I can kind of contour my nose. I have a crease under my eye that always manages to collect concealer no matter how much I powder, but when I do an eyeshadow underneath, it goes away. So that's a pro tip if you guys ever have a crease under your eye. It's just like a normal transition color, nothing too fancy. Oh my gosh, I really like this green one called Facile. Like, I might do something with this. Let's go in with Devious just to darken up the corners. Woo! Okay, now I think I'm going to do the green in that Diablo color. Oh man, it's just like falling fully right down here. That green color, it's not as like a wet, it's very dry. Okay, so I'm adding in that darker color to the corner of my eye just to give it a little bit more depth. Right, well that's a more smoky look that I wasn't planning on doing. I think I might use this Mongrels. It's like a pretty rose color right there in the corner of my eye. I'm adding a little bit of this Pain and Panic to the center of my eye. I'm gonna do some eyeliner and maybe some false eyelashes. I also just read Daisy Jones and the Six that everyone and their brother were going crazy after. I never read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I want to read that one because it's based in like old Hollywood. That's more my jam. When I went to Texas Teen Book Fest, my friend Hannah could not stop talking about it. I'll read it, and like Christina told me to read Evelyn Hugo, which I'm going to read next. Listen to the audiobook for Daisy Jones and the Six because Hannah from A Clockwork Reads told me I need to do the audiobook because that's just the best way to consume the story because it's a full cast of characters. I really loved it, but I was not obsessed with it. I went into it like with high hopes that like this would be like my new favorite novel. I should have realized I don't love the 70s. I think a lot of it, why I didn't enjoy the story as much, is because the drug and alcohol abuse is prevalent within this story. Yes, it shows what it does to people and how it corrupts people's lives. However, it's just like a thing that's a given in this story. And I don't like that because it's very close to home. So that's a trigger warning for anyone if they are the same as me and they just don't enjoy stories with that plot device in it. And it makes sense for the time, of course. That just didn't make it very enjoyable for me. And I expected more of, I don't know, I expected more. Main character, Daisy, is very privileged and entitled throughout the whole story, and I think she's really awesome, and it's definitely like a really cool thing to see, like a woman taking charge during that period of time. I just don't think like entitlement can really translate to rewarding a woman for those types of behaviors. Didn't love that. It was an all-consuming story, and I definitely enjoyed most parts of it, but those are just the parts that made it unenjoyable for me and didn't make it like my favorite book of the year. Honestly, I don't think it's ever going to make my list. More power to everyone who did enjoy it. Just wanted to warn people, especially if some of that stuff is not your thing, just like me. Okay, let's finish my eyes. I do not enjoy felt tip liners. I don't think they're that good. What else did I read? I read Puddin' by Julia Murphy. I realized when I went to the Dumplin' premiere that I had not read it yet. Now I have. I like Dumplin' better. However, I did like this one. I give Dumplin' a 5 out of 5 stars. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely like the dual points of views between the characters, and I just love a story that like fully gets me and fully gets like the insecurities that run through my head. And that's what Julie does so well for us fat girls. But it was really dark. Like, there's a thing that happens in the book where you're just like, wow, that went to a place that I didn't think it was gonna go. It was still fun and lighthearted and enjoyable, but I definitely like Dumplin' better. But I hope that they make this one a movie, just because I think that they translate really well to screen. Alright, there we go. Eyes are done. I don't think I'm going to put false eyelashes on. This is the Cruella highlighter. Ooh, Can we see it? Look. Oh man. It like shifts pink. That's pretty. All right, that's an option. Let's look at Hades. This is Hades. You know what? This looks like the Maleficent one. It has more of a rose gold, I think. It's definitely more pink. The other one's more gold. I want like a blue. Why didn't they do blue for Hades? Okay, this is the Maleficent one that you guys have already seen. So this is more gold. All right, Ursula, you better be purple. This one's pink. I wanted purple though. It has purple shimmer in it. See, it's pink right there. Here's the Evil Queen packaging. This is probably my favorite. I love the apple and then the poison apple. This one's gold. Oh, look at the Evil Queen on the front. They're very buttery. I don't even know where to put this on my hand. The gold. There it is right there. Last one. This better be green. Come on, guys. Give me a fun color. Dr. Facilier. No. I want a fun color. There's no green. There's no blue. This is just like another version of the other one, except this is more like orange. The look is very green and gold. Should I do the Dr. Facilier one? Here's my specific highlighter brush. Can we see? Am I glowing yet? On the nose. The lip. You can't really see it. Can you? Okay. Let's do the, maybe like the white from Cruella on the corners of my eyes. This is the white. Ooh. Okay. Look at the lipsticks. So we already saw the Maleficent one. This is like a fuchsia. Do Dr. Facilier. Here's his lipstick. This looks like a rust color. Dark rust. Nice. Here is Cruella. Got like a white face and red. A little bit scary. This looks like a hot coral. Ooh, me likey this. This is Hades. All right, he looks like he is a neutral. Yep. Quite the neutral color. Why aren't you giving me like blues and purples? Let's see, what color could the Evil Queen be? Oh, she red. I should have guessed that. Okay, Evil Queen is red. Yes, ma'am. Love a deep red. This is like a nice blue red. Last one is Miss Ursula. She's probably pink. No, she's a deep dark red. She's a vampire red. Not very in style right now, but I dig it. This actually probably will look really good. I might do this one. All right, lip glosses. So we already saw Maleficent. Here are the lip glosses. We got Cruella. She's a nice gold color. They're very clear but shimmery lip glosses. Dr. Facilier. Wow. He is it looks, so it has like green sparkle in here, but it's kind of a rust color. I like this one. This one's pretty. Hades, and he's more of a like rose gold. It's not very glittery, it's just more shimmery. Ursula is just like pure white shimmer. All right, last lip gloss, Evil Queen. She's a red. Let's try this one. It has like that methanol in it, like buxom. Do you like this together? It works. Well, there we go. The finished look. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Natasha. Let me know what you guys have been reading and loving down below in the comments. Please like and subscribe this video. And to be notified when I post a new video, press that notification button down below next to the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Keep calm and fangirl on. Bye!